Not many American farmers can say they have land that's been in the family since the 1600s, but Greer Staton is proud of his family's agricultural longevity in Delaware and attributes its success to the family's detailed attention to conservation and water management.
My father was farming this, and I never knew a year where he didn't plant a cover crop, and that's long before the big push came about. He planted rye back then. I just have always thought that was a great idea.
Staton continues that practice every fall on his 295 acres by either an aerial or ground spreader. And about 3/4 of his tillable ground is irrigated with 4 center pivot systems. He raises corn, soybeans, and alfalfa, and adds that wheat, milo, and lima beans have been grown on the farm in the past.
We have an abundance of groundwater here and no issue with putting a well in and tapping into that aquifer. So that's not the case all over. I understand that. There's places you can go 15, 20 miles away and they do not have that. I do use it judiciously. I don't over-irrigate. Try to monitor exactly what the crop need is.
Staton sees fuel savings through no-till and minimum till planting, given fewer trips across the fields. In addition to cover crops, nutrient management in drainage ditches is achieved through best practices that include annual soil testing, use of manure storage sheds, a setback for manure storage, and how the manure is spread. Farming isn't Staton's only stint in agriculture. After 32 years, he retired from the Delaware Department of Agriculture, most recently as the state's pesticide administrator.
I was exposed to University Extension throughout because they helped with training. I worked with EPA on a number of programs there. So I've got a strong background as far as the environmental aspects of farming, water quality.
While maintaining year-round crops is critical to Staton's conservation plans, so also is management of the 100 acres of wooded property for wildlife. He leaves grass hay strips around the edges of the woodlands so deers have forage without getting into the corn and soybeans.
We're losing a lot of woods around Delaware. There's a lot of development pressure, and that's really a big part of why I have such deer pressure, because this is a haven for them.
Son Nicholas didn't grow up on the farm, but views himself as an apprentice and is learning as much as he can from his dad.
I provide support, moral support, levity, and mostly just brute strength for the most part. I'm there to add extra hands, help out with the labor as best I can.
With generations of farming history and a 13th generation now on the farm, the Statons see their conservation efforts as a critical part of their legacy.
I'm very proud of the farm, the farming history of the family, and I'd like to see it keep going. I'm a big conservationist. I like to do whatever I can to improve the environment. You know, I want to leave it in better shape than when I found it.